Me ASMR. My name is Greg, and today I would like to help you study Japanese while you sleep. So, in order to help you study, I think it would be fun if we sat down and read through some manga in Japanese. Now, I am a video game and manga translator living in Tokyo, but I have read very little manga. I have never read Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach, Attack on Titan, the list goes on. You name it, I've probably never read it. However, there's one series that I hold near and dear to my heart, and that is Death Note. I love Death Note, so I would like to start today by reading through Death Note and talking about some of the grammar and talking about some of the vocabulary as we go. So, what do you say we get studying? Alright, well, let's get started. So I would like to take this chance to sort of appreciate the front cover of Death Note #1. First of all, I'd like to point out that it is just called boredom. Taikutsu, boredom. And I love the details above the logo. I love the wonky font. I like the rules written in English that sort of act as a backdrop. It's just very artistically, it's very pretty. Now, I'd also like to say, I'd like to apologize. I'm having a very difficult time with my camera. I don't have a nice backdrop, and if the focus doesn't work properly, well, I'll find ways to fix that if, people seem interested. Let's get started. Death Note 1. Boredom. 死神かい。毎日同じことの繰り返し。つまらねえ。この世は腐ってる。人間かい。So one thing I would like to remind you is that Japanese manga are read from top to bottom, right to left. However, this is a little creative of the author in that they have the title card. So this says it's the realm of the Shinigami, the death gods. And then in the bottom left, it is the realm of humans, Earth. But it's a little, I guess, creative timing-wise when you're supposed to read them, because even though this is the, very last thing you'd read, you could read it before this. この世は腐ってる. This world, it's rotten. So yeah, Japanese is, I guess, very loose in that way. Now look at this character's name, this lovable guy. His name is Ryuk. I like his earring. And this is Raito. Light. So you can see this is the realm of the Shinigami, the realm of the death gods. And they're playing with bones. 年々と黒二つ、また俺の勝ちだ. So one more note right here. 年々と黒. That's a very funny way of writing that. It says, it's actually yoko dokuro, which means like sideways skulls. But this reading nenne is a very childish way of saying like to sleep. So it's sleeping skulls. Nenne dokuro futatsu. Mata ore no kachi da. I won again. Are kara itsu ka. It's been 5 days. Sorosoro iku ka. Ne, doko ikunda, ryuku? Koko. So this is another creative bit of Japanese. So you see this says Shinigami Kai, as it said on the last page, Shinigami Kai, but the author is telling you to read it as Koko, which means here. Here. So he is like, talking about this place where they are, the Shinigami Kai, but in reality he just said Koko out loud. Koko wa doko ni itte ita tte fumou da ze, hihi. Desu note o toshichimatta. So he dropped his death note on the world. Kyahahaha. Kondo wa mata sugee doji shita na. So I don't read Japanese out loud often, so I apologize for any, stumbling over my words. Tsuka, ome, shinigami daio. So how do they want you to read that? Jijidama. So basically this says the Lord of the Death Gods, Shinigami daio. However, they want you to, think of it, this guy is calling him like an old man. He's being kind of rude about it. Kurakashite. 2冊持ってたんじゃねえか。2冊とも通したのかよ。So he's basically saying, hold up, didn't you have 2 different death notes? Did you drop both of them? で、どこに落としたかわかってるわけ? He's laughing. 人間界 in the realm of the humans. And you can see he's taking that portal, sprouts wings, and off he goes. この死神が人間界に落とした1冊のノートから2人の選ばれし者の壮絶な戦いが始まる. So basically, this death god having dropped his death notes into the death god death notes, a lot of death, into the realm of humans, is about to start a massive war between 2 people. And anybody who has read Death Note or knows Death Note knows where this is leading. Yagami Raito, 17 sai. So his name is Yagami Raito. Also, again, little Japanese creativity, but notice his name is Raito, but his kanji, his character, is Tsuki, which means moon. But they want you to read that as Raito. Interesting. Noto. So a note, by the way, is just a notebook in Japanese. Desu noto. 直訳で詩のノート. So he is commenting on what it says on the cover. If you translate it, it just means death note, is what he said in Japanese. これは死神のノートです. He's basically laughing at it. How to use, and so it has English, and then next to it, it has the Japanese translation. 使い方. I haven't read through this yet in Japanese, so this is all new to me. 全部英語か. 面倒だな. It's all in English? What a pain. I didn't read through this beforehand. このノートに名前を書かれた人間は死ぬ. はっはっは。たく、病んでるな。なんでみんなこういうくだらないのが好きかな? Why do people like this kind of shit? getting a little adult. 不幸の手紙から全然進歩しちゃいない。ただいま。Oh god, this is difficult to read. This is really difficult to read. 各人物の顔が頭に入ってないと効果はない。故に同姓同名の人物にいっぺんに効果は得られない。名前の後に人間界単位で40秒以内に真円を書くとその通りになる。真円を書かなければすべてが心臓麻痺となる。真円を書くとさらに6分40秒詳しい詩の状況を記載する時間が与えられる。Well, that's nice. So it's basically just describing how to use the Death Note. Pardon me. 普通、楽に死なせたり、苦しませて死なせることができるってわけか。いたずらもここまで手が込んでると、まあまあかな。名前を書くと、くだらない。So he's starting to kind of, feel its appeal. He wants to test it out. 5日後。じゃあな。ただいま。おかえり。So you all know what おかえり means, right? It means welcome home. You hear it in so many animes, so many mangas. おかえり. It's very, very useful. Was he giving a report card? また全国共通模試全国で1位。まあね。So basically, they're saying that he's a super genius and he doesn't give a crap. じゃあ、勉強するから邪魔しないでね。はいはい。Don't walk in on me. I'm gonna be studying. Really now. ライト、何か欲しいものはない？何でも言って。ないよ、お母さん。欲しいものは手に入った。I already have what I want. So you can see he sits down at his desk, takes out the death note. 気に入ってるようだな。うわなぜそんなに驚く？デスノートの落とし主。死神のデュークだ。Why are you so surprised? I'm the one who dropped that death note. My name's Ryuk. 先の様子だと、もうそれは札？ただのノートじゃないってわかってるんだろう？ Man, some of these alternate readings are, so generally this right here would be read as 普通, but they want you to say ただ. That again is just Japanese creativity with writing. 死神死神か。驚いてないよ、リュウク。I'm not surprised. いや。待ってたよ、リュウク。He says his name a lot. ほう。死神まで来てくれるとは。親切だ。How nice that even a god of death would make time to come see me. 僕はすでに死神のノートを現実だと疑ってなかったか。疑ってなかったが、こうしていろんなことを直視することで、ますます確信を持って行動できる。I wasn't exactly sure that gods of death and death notes existed, but seeing is believing. それに聞きたいこともある。Did he just immediately start writing names? これはすごい。 逆にこっちが驚かされた。Oh man, this isn't relaxing at all, is it? I'm laughing too much. 過去にデスノートが人間界に出回った話は何度か聞いたが、たった5日でここまでやったのはお前が初めてだ。波じゃビビってここまで書けない。覚悟はできてるよ、リュウク。僕は死神のノートを分かっていて使った。そして死神が来た。僕はどうなる？魂を取られるのか？ Are you gonna steal my soul? なんだそれ？ The hell are you talking about? 人間の作った勝手な空想だ。空想か？俺はお前に何もしない。I'm not gonna do anything to you. 人間界の地位についた時点でノートは人間界のものになる。The moment that one of these notes makes its way to the human world, it belongs to the human world. もうお前のもんだ。It belongs to you. 僕のもの。いらなきゃ他の人間に回せ。You can give it to someone else if you want. その時はお前のデスノートに関する記憶だけ消させてもらおう。The second that happens though, you'll be losing your memories if ever having owned it. そして元俺のノートを使ったお前にしか俺の姿は見えない。You're the only one who's able to see me. もちろん声もお前にしか聞こえない。Only you can hear me. でさ、何それデスノートが人間ライトと死神リュウクをつなぐ絆だ。絆。じゃあ、本当にデスノートを使った代償って何もないんだな。So, there's nothing I have to pay to use this? 強いて言えば、I mean, if I really have to say it, そのノートを使った人間にしか訪れない空洞や恐怖、そしてお前が死んだ時、俺がお前の名前を俺のノートに書くことになるが、デスノートを使った人間が天国や地獄に行けると思うな。Don't think that you'll ever be going to heaven or hell. それだけだ。That's all. I mean, that sounds like a pretty bad trade, I'll be honest. 死んでからの楽しみだ。じゃあ、もう一つ。なぜ僕を選んだ？は？うぬぼれるな。Don't let it go to your head. 俺はただノートを通しただけだ。賢い自分のが選ばれたとでも思ったのか？ Did you think that you're actually special? I just dropped it. たまたまこの辺に落ち、たまたまお前が拾った。だから人間界で一番ポピュラーな英語で説明つけたんだぜ。That's the reason why it's all written in English, because that's the most commonly spoken language. That's not true. Chinese. じゃあ、なぜ落とした？ Then why'd you drop it? 丁寧に使い方まで書いて間違って落としたなんて言うなよ。なぜかって退屈だったから。Why do you ask? I was bored. 死神がこんなことを言うのもおかしいが、生きてるって気がしなくてな。実際、今の死神ってのは暇でね、昼寝してるか、博打言ってるかだ。 下手にデスノートに人間の名前なんて書いてると、何頑張っちゃってるの？ What are we even trying for? 何頑張っちゃってる? Man, I think they're trying to portray that Ryuk said this in a slightly weird manner. So they mixed in katakana. That's really difficult to read. って笑われる。自分は死神界にいるのに人間界のやつを殺しても面白くもなんともないんだ。だからといって死神界のやつをノートに書いても死なないんだからな。It's not like writing the name of a Shinigami in the Death Note will kill them. And what's the point in killing humans? We're not even in the same world. こっちにいた方は面白いと俺は踏んだ。I just figured it'd be more interesting to be here. One moment, I need to drink some coffee. Ah. それにしても、随分名前は書いたな。You wrote way more names than I imagined you would. 僕も退屈だったから。It's because I was bored too. Look at those big fish eyes. もちろん最初は信じなかった。でも、そのノートには人間なら誰でも一度は試してみたくなる魔力がある。I wasn't exactly sure if it would work at first either, but I just couldn't resist trying. 待てよ。万が一死んだら僕は殺人犯か？ So if somebody actually does die, would I be a murderer? Man, this camera isn't focusing very well. 殺してもいい人間。しかも、僕とは全く無関係な人間の方がいいな。そして、死んだかどうかすぐわかる人間。そういえば、ってマジになりすぎか。So basically, he is contemplating who it would be okay to kill, and who he would be able to test immediately. 昨日、新宿の繁華街で無差別に6人もの人を殺傷した通り魔は今もなお幼児とほぼ8人を人質にこの保育園に立てこもっております。So they are talking about a murderer who killed somebody in Shinjuku, or killed 6 people in Shinjuku, and is now holding 8 mothers and children, 8 women and children hostage inside of a daycare. Wow. Sounds like he found the perfect target. 警視庁は犯人を音原田空郎無職42歳と断定。The police have determined the suspect to be Otobarada Kuro. He's a 42-year-old jobless man. Otobarada は一昨日 Just the other day, Otobarada-san 40秒で心臓麻痺だったな。So he should die in 40 seconds of a heart attack. 40秒。やっぱり何も起こらない。あ、人質が出てきました。The hostages have come out. みんな無事のようです。入れ替わるように警官隊が突入。犯人逮捕か。Are they going in to arrest him? ざわざわ。あ、もう出てきました。They're already coming out. ざわざわ。So ざわざわ is a onomatopoeia for just kind of a lot of action going on. It's basically, bustling and hustling. 犯人らしいものは出てきませんね。一体どうなってるのでしょうか？ what on earth could be happening? 今、情報が入りました。犯人は保育園内で死亡。The suspect has died. 犯人は死亡した模様です。It seems that he's died. 死亡？ He died? 警官が射殺したのではないと強調しております。では、追い詰められてるの自殺ということでしょうか？それが人質の証言では、犯人は突然倒れたと。一人じゃわけない。偶然ってことも、right? So he's starting to begin to second guess, You can't just know based on one person. This could just be coincidence. もう6時25分よ。今日の塾の日でしょ？ You need to get off to tutoring. 今支度しているとこ。I was just getting ready. 誰か殺しても構わない。いや、死んだ方がいい人物。No, it's not just that it's okay if I kill someone. I need to find someone who deserves to die. そうなると、やはり犯罪者か。criminals. しかし、あんまり大物でも、その事実をしばらく隠される可能性があるな。But if it's anyone too big, they might hide the truth. The truth might be hidden from the public. すぐに結果が欲しい。I need to know right away. 両親。何須藤くん? Oh man, I used to have a coworker named 須藤。2000円でいいから貸してくれよ。またですか? So basically they're taking his lunch money, which is $20. 今日も帰りゲーセン行くぜ。Yeah, they're gonna go to the arcade on the way home. 須藤、殺してみるか。My God. He sees that and he's like, I guess it's time to kill him. 殺してみるか？いや、身近な人間はなるべく避ける方が、そんなに気にすることもないか。こんなやつは一人や二人。死んでも誰も何も思わない。No one would think anything if one or two of these assholes died. Man, is this really a good book for ASMR? いて。こら、全国模試1位の八神くん。ぼーっとしてるんじゃないよ。Hey, stop spacing out, 八神。お前は、うちの看板なんだ。次の頼みを。はい、すいません、先生。ねえ、マキ。明日夜10時から S 大生と飲み会来る？なんでよ。うちのババ迎えに来てねか。まったく。So basically, he's just listening to people, just listening to people that he thinks are bad. Do you want to go out drinking tomorrow night? This guy's yelling at his mom saying, what the hell are you doing? Why aren't you here yet? こうなるとどいつもこいつも just the more I see, the more I wanna 殺した方が世の中のためになるやつばっかり見えてくる. I just keep seeing more and more people that I think the world would be better off without. お姉さん、今から俺らと遊ばない？ Why don't you come play with us? さすがたくさん、すんげえ美人ゲット。So, you can see this guy right here. He is mixing a little English in with his speech. すんげえ美人ゲット. So this little getto is kind of like, it's like young person speak. And the part right before that, sunge, sunge it means sugoi. Wow, amazing, like super. So basically right here, sunge bijin getto is saying like, wow, you got yourself a real hottie. But that sunge, instead of sugoi, is basically to show that he's like, not really like a good guy. He's kind of talking, he sounds dirty, I guess. 俺、渋い丸タクを略して渋タク。へへ。付き合ってよ、お姉さん。My name's Shibu Taku. How about you come hang out with us? Taku, そればっか。You're just always going after girls. まあ、本命だし、困ります。So she doesn't want to go out with him. 困りますだって。She says that she doesn't like you. かわいい。God, she's so cute. God. I don't know if this is him basically saying like, God, these idiots, or if that's the door opening up, but that's just God. So he looks up, and now that that guy basically just said his entire name, he's testing out different spellings of his name. And he's just looking at his face, trying to make sure he gets the right guy. Man, that's messed up. どうなる? What's gonna happen now? 逃げた。おっと、こっちはバイクだぜ。She's trying to get away, but good thing I'm on a motorcycle. たく、危ねえ。Watch out. 決まりだ。デスノート。本物だ。俺、知らねえ。バカ野郎。急に飛び出しやがって。ひえ。キャー。事故? So, kind of interesting point. In Japanese, you will often see people say like, 俺は知らねえよ。こうなったら知らねえよ, which translated directly means I don't know, but it actually means I don't care, or it's not my fault, I guess. So yeah, anyways, that's something to keep in mind. 俺知らねえ. So he's saying I don't know, but he's basically saying don't involve me in this. I wasn't here. 二人殺した。人を二人殺した。僕がどうする？こんな恐ろしいノート。いや、殺したって構わないやつじゃないか。I mean, it doesn't really matter if I killed those two. しかし、二人目はどうだ？死刑になるほどの悪人じゃないぞ。So basically he's saying, well, I don't know about the second person. 死刑になるほど means fitting of the death penalty. 死刑 is death penalty. 悪人じゃないぞ. Not that bad of a person. So he's not such a bad person that he's fitting of the death penalty. You know, it's all backwards with Japanese. 違う。いつも思ってたことじゃないか。世の中、腐ってる。腐ってる奴らは死んだ方がいい。できるんだ。このノートがあれば。So long as I have this notebook. 問題は The only problem is 精神力 willpower たった二人だけでこれだ当たり前だ命だ軽いはずがない 耐えられるかやめるか Of course, it comes to this. I've killed 2 people. That's not some light crime. いや、やめちゃダメだ. No, I can't quit now. 精神や命を犠牲にしてでも even if I have to sacrifice my sanity, my life, 誰かがやらなくてはいけないんだ。このままじゃいけないんだ。Somebody has to do this. We can't keep this up. 例えば、このノートを誰かに渡してできるやつがいるか Even if I was to give this notebook to someone, could they do this? そんなすごいやつはいるわけない。Nobody could do that. そうとも。However, 僕にならできる。I can. いや、僕にしかできないんだ。やろう。No. Only I can do this. I need to do this. デスノートで世の中を変えてやる。I'm going to change the world using the Death Note. One thing to note, 世の中を変えてやる. This is 変えてやる. Tacking that yaru on the end is basically saying that you will, kaeru is you will be doing it to/for the subject of this verb. And it's kind of, it's kind of condescending. Kaite yaru. It's a little condescending. なるほどね。さすがに夜はうなされて眠れないし、この5日で4キロ痩せたよ。So I can't sleep, and I've already lost 4 kilos in the past 5 days. それでも、まずは地球の掃除と思い、凶悪犯の名前を書き続けた。そうなると今の世の中は便利だ。24時間世界のニュースを流すテレビ。どんな情報もすぐ手に入るインターネット。The modern day world has many convenient commodities for, cleaning out the world essentially. 地球の掃除と思い. So think of it as basically spring cleaning of the world. しかし、なんでダンプにはなられたやつしか死因を書いてないんだ? So why are you only writing the cause of death for certain people? 面倒だからか? Because it's a pain in the butt? 死因を書かなければみんな心臓麻痺で死ぬ。そこがデスノートの一番いいところだよ。リュウク、that's one of the best things about the Death Note. If you don't write the cause of death, everybody dies of a heart attack. すでに主だった凶悪犯罪者の名前は書き尽くし、徐々に悪人のレベルも下げてる。それがみんな心臓麻痺で死んでいくんだ。どんなバカでも悪人が誰かに消されてるってことに気づく。世の中に知らしめるんだ。僕の存在を。正義の裁きを下す者がいるってことを。He is intentionally making sure that everybody knows somebody is out there passing down justice, is what he says right here. He wants people to know that somebody is passing down justice. 正義を裁き passing justice. 誰も悪いことができなくなる。確実に世界は良い方向に進んでいく。そして罪を受けて当然な悪人が心臓麻痺で死んでいく裏で。So, while he is cleaning out, while he is killing the true scum of the earth with heart attacks, 道徳のない人間、人に迷惑をかける人間を病死や自己死で少しずつ消していく。道徳 means morals. So 道徳のない人間 is people humans with no morals. So one thing to point out is he uses ningen when referring to other people. He calls them humans. Perhaps culturally that is something people might do in Japan. I've not heard that, but to me that feels very much so like condescending. Again, he thinks he's above everyone else. Well, he knows. And now next, byoshi, jikoshi. So byo means sickness, sick. So byoshi means death by sickness, death by disease. Jiko is accident. So jikoshi, death by accident. Like car accident. それすらもいつかグミのはきつくだろうかだろう。こんなことをしていれば消されると。So he uses this word right here. God, it won't focus. Gumin. Gu means idiot. And min means like populace. So the idiots essentially. そして僕が認めた真面目で心の優しい人間だけの世界を作る。He will make a world that only has those that he deems worthy. そんなことしたら性格悪いのお前だけになるぞ。If you do that, the only asshole left will be you. 何を言ってるんだ、リュウク。What are you talking about, リュウク？僕は日本一と言ってもいいくらいの真面目な優等生だよ。What are you talking about, リュウク？ It could be said that I am the best student, the most serious student in all of Japan. そして僕は新しい新世界の神となる。I will become the god of this new world. やっぱり人間って面白。So two things I would like to say. やっぱり is an extremely useful word in Japanese. It means like just like I thought, or I knew it. It's very useful. You can use this a lot. So for instance, today I went and I was looking at manga at the store, and I asked if they had Attack on Titan Volume 1 available, and I couldn't find it on the shelves. So when I asked the shop owner if he could help me, he told me, sorry, we don't have that. And so all I had to say back was, yappari. So like, okay, I knew it, essentially. And next, omoshiro. He says omoshiro. Usually this is omoshiroi with an I at the end. But to kind of show excitement, it's not proper per se, but people do speak like this. Omoshiro. You drop the I. Bosen Shinkoku. ICPO. So this is again that Japanese ingenuity. They have ICPO, but to make sure that people know how to read this, they have the pronunciation right next to it. ICPO. Now the next one's a real mouthful. 国際刑事警察機構会議. So if you'd like to break that down, 国際 means international. Keiji means like detective, I guess. Keisatsu is police. Kiko is like organization, if I'm not mistaken. And then kaigi would be like a conference. So ICPO is probably international something organization. ここ1週間で分かってるだけで52人です. So in just this last week, there have been 52 people that we know of. そのすべてが心臓麻痺です. They've all died of heart attacks. すべて追い続けてきた、もしくは刑務所に 留置されていた犯罪者. All of them were either being sought after or had already been arrested. 普通に考えて居場所のわからない指名手配犯の多くも死んでますな。そう考えると軽く100人以上。All things taken into consideration, there are likely 100 that have died. And I'd like to point out that this upcoming main character, L, uses an Apple. He uses a Mac. Thought that was a funny, I don't know, I guess a lot of people do like Macs in Japan. そうか。ICPO もやっと重い腰を上げたか。So the ICPO has finally begun to perk up. やっと重い腰を上げたか。Interesting. I've never heard that phrase before. この事件、いくら渡しても警察の手を借りないわけにはいくまい。So, いくまい何々やらないといけない means that you have to do something. やらないといけない。行く前 so ending a verb with mai is kind of a heavier, more formal way of saying, of negating it. So 食べる前 行く前 that sort of conjugation. Generally, you don't use this in day-to-day conversation. The only time you will hear it used all that often is like samurai books and like otaku, like Japanese nerds will use mai or that form of speech. All right, well, there we go, and that is chapter 1. Very interesting. So they aren't chapters, they are pages. That's a really weird way to denote chapters. I've never seen that. I don't remember that in the English version, but that is chapter 1 of Death Note, volume 1, Boredom. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you learned something, and I hope to see you again next time in chapter 2, page 2 of Death Note. では、皆さん、おやすみなさい。